All right, so we were just discussing this question of do I trust you, acceptance, and rejection as one angle of where emotional stability can be sort of turned. And in looking at where ideal discourse happens and the setup that we need in order to meet in a connective way. And so some of the other factors, which, of course, this is not an exhaustive list, just to try to make the picture a little bit more complete in terms of real world scenarios. There's the scenario where, say that we're interacting, and I'm not saying this directly, but it's very important to me that I feel that my position and my ideas are being respected and held in esteem, based on my own ideas about status and pride and who I am. And I'm not letting you know this, but if that's not met, my own emotional stability and showing up might be compromised, and suddenly, like, I'm actually rejecting you just because you didn't check some boxes I didn't even tell you I needed checked. A more sort of basal aspect is with neurologic function. There's something called similarity blindness, which is our brains are hardwired to recognize differences before we recognize similarities, or more so. And this can make it even harder for us to talk from different angles about the same things without realizing it. That's actually the thing destabilizing us emotionally, is our cognitive function unexamined. Another aspect might be, I need to have the last word, and I'm not going to tell you that because this is like a power game. It's my ego's involved. I need to really have certain conditions of my ego met that I might not even be aware I have, because maybe my emotional awareness is kind of lacking. And so this thing that people know about me, they just know that I like to have the last word, and that's sort of an unspoken agreement that if we're friends, they need to let me have that. That's enabling emotional instability at its core. And then there's this sort of deeper space that is, with the relationships that we care a lot about, that fear of losing someone, the fear of the grief of losing someone, and having a space of inquiry turn into a space of estrangement, or a space of just, we don't see eye to eye, and I don't even think I can make space for you in my life anymore. And so the way that place of emotional stability might be navigated, if I'm scared of losing people who are close to me, I might just try really hard to just engage in ways that are connective, but not genuinely, to not really share what I think or feel or believe or value, because I don't want to be alone. And this whole map sort of what the edges of the limits of critical thinking are is what we're trying to illustrate, and really have it be like, we can move these things for ourselves, and we need to, if we're going to make the world what we want it to be. And so just whatever parts of these factors resonate with you or make you think like, ugh, I don't like that, that's information for you to look at and take forward as you learn more about yourself and your emotional stability.